All right, welcome back to Drill Down Earnings. We've got the latest results from AMD. Really important company, really important quarter, big turnaround for this business. This is the business story behind one stock on the move. And I'm Cory Johnson, Chief Market Strategist for the Futurum Group. Advanced micro devices, yeah, we call it AMD. The company now calls itself AMD, so why not? Second quarter revenues for this company were $5.8 billion, gross margins of 49%, profits, operating profits at least, of $269 million, actual profits of $265 million. Great quarter for this company. The stock is trading up a little bit. Now, it's only a 9% increase in sales for this company, a boost surely provided from AI, mostly because their other businesses weren't that great. So let's look into this. Data center is now 49% of their business, a big change for this. So their client business, which is PCs, 26% of their business, gaming shrinking, and embedded, just ask the folks at Lattice Semiconductor, embedded is a really tough business right now. And so when you look at all of the different business units at AMD, what you see is that the lift provided by data center is making everything else that's maybe not so strong look a lot better, particularly the collapse in gaming and embedded revenues. In fact, if you look at the overall revenue growth of 9% and compare that to the 115% year-over-year revenue growth from data centers, just spectacular for this business. Of course, this company is out there competing with NVIDIA and kind of the only real competitor to NVIDIA in the data center right now for graphic processor units, and showing fantastic sales as a result. Now, their PC business, also a lot better, up 49% on a year-over-year basis, but nowhere near what it had been even just a few years ago. And the gaming business, once the bread and butter for AMD, down to a negative 59% year-over-year sales growth, or 59% shrinkage. I don't know. If you're a positive person, you call it negative growth. I'm not a positive person. I'm calling it shrinkage. But more importantly, let's look how the stock reacted to these numbers, because the stock jumped a lot, 8%, a pretty big move for a pretty big company. Although for the year, the stock was only up 23% coming into this print. So what we saw here was some sort of skepticism, a lot of recent skepticism about just how big is the AI build out? Is there maybe a little too much excitement and hype in the market? And how tight is the supply chain, the availability to manufacture chips, with so many announcements from so many companies about their ability to manufacture as well? Lisa Su, the CEO of AMD, was asked about that in the conference call, about what they'd done managing their supply chain. And if there is room in the supply chain to grow, maybe the supply isn't too tight that's going to hurt prices, or if there isn't room in the supply chain, maybe they can raise prices but not raise volumes. Here's what she had to say.
I will say that the overall supply chain is tight and will remain tight through 2025. So under that backdrop, we have great partnerships across the supply chain. We've been building additional capacity and capability there. And so we expect to continue to ramp as we go through the year. And we'll continue to work both supply as well as demand opportunities. And really that's accelerating our customer adoption overall. And we'll see how things play out as we go into the second half of this year.
And I wish I had an AMD chip for every time she mentioned partnerships in this conference call, because this is all about the deals that they've made to provide more, both more customer relationships as well as provider and supply relationships to build these AMD chips. All right, what's it all mean? The big drill down earnings takeaway? I've got that for you with the bite right after this.
The Drill Down is brought to you by Futurum Group, where analysts, researchers, advisors, content creators, and marketing experts help business leaders anticipate and understand shifts in their industries and build strategies to leverage disruptive innovation. With deep analysis, Futurum Group's extensive industry experience delivers reliable research and data, thought leadership, and actionable advice to help you with your strategy and go-to-market efforts. Futurum Group.
So AMD just reported second Q numbers, $5.8 billion in revenues, 49% gross margins, 9% sales growth. That's not the most important number. The most important number is 49%. 49% of revenues were from the data center. It has really transformed the entirety of what AMD is. This is a data center company more than ever before, with the revenue growth that they've seen in data centers, competing with NVIDIA. And we don't know if they're gaining share, but we certainly can see that they're gaining a lot of business, and that's been good for AMD. All right, thanks for listening to Drill Down Earnings. I'm Cory Johnson, Drill Down Earnings, part of 6.5 Media. And of course, on X, you can find me on at Cory TV. Follow me, like, subscribe. Also on TikTok and Instagram at Drill Down Pod. And yes, lots of reports of all kinds around technology on YouTube at at 65 Media. And follow us there. Leave some comments. Tell us what you'd like to see and how we're doing. We're here to help.